Если действующий президент не готов взять на себя руководство процессом перевода страны на военные рельсы, не готов к полномочиям Верховного Главнокомандующего,
The unprecedented challenge to Russian President Vladimir Putin by Wagner fighters has exposed fresh cracks in the strength of his leadership that may take weeks or months to play out, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said on Sunday. Blinken and members of the U.S. Congress said in a series of television interviews that Saturday's turmoil in Russia has weakened Putin in ways that could aid Ukraine's counteroffensive against Russian forces within its territory while benefiting Russia's neighbors, including Poland and the Baltic states. I don't think we've seen the final act, Blinken said on ABC's This Week program after an aborted mutiny by forces led by Yevgeny Prigozhin. Blinken said tensions that sparked the action had been growing for months and added the threat of internal turmoil could affect Moscow's military capabilities in Ukraine.
Think about it this way. 16 months ago, Russian forces were on the doorstep of Kyiv in Ukraine, believing they would take the capital in a matter of days and erase the country from the map as an independent country. Now, what we've seen is Russia having to defend Moscow, its capital, against mercenaries of its own making. So in and of itself, that's extraordinary. And in so doing, we've also seen rise to the surface profound questions about the very premises for this Russian aggression against Ukraine that Prigozhin surfaced very publicly, as well as a direct challenge to Putin's authority. So I think we've seen more cracks emerge in the Russian facade. It is too soon to tell exactly where they go and when they get there. But certainly we have all sorts of new questions that Putin is going to have to address in the weeks and months ahead.
Retired U.S. Air Force General Philip Breedlove, former head of U.S. European Command, said the turmoil demonstrates a degradation of Russian capabilities. One of the outcomes, I believe, of the last 36 hours, maybe 48 hours, is that the institutions that we have long seen as being very secure in Russia are slowly unraveling, Breedlove said in an interview. The whole institution of the military now, the appearance of what the Russian military is much diminished.
Well, I think that President Putin's leadership has been eroding over the last several months. It's one of the reasons why I actually believe the use of a nuclear weapon is declining over time, because I'm not sure that Mr. Putin's military would follow his directions now. And that's getting worse. I mean, I think the intelligentsia and even not the intelligentsia, the more educated middle class, the people that can figure out how to get access to the internet and some of the other things, are beginning to see that Mr. Putin's story is contrived. And that will erode his...
And Russian telegram channel VCHK OGPU is saying, moods in Shoigu's environment are panicked. He himself is isolated. Staff decisions might be announced by tomorrow. Operation Investigative Group has been formed and is at work. Shoigu is currently in isolation under the watch of personal security, comprised of FSS employees. Departments of FSB and Investigative Committee started studying materials of criminal cases on theft in Ministry of Defense back on Thursday. Terrorist Gherkin Strelkov suggested that Putin resign. If the current president is not ready to take charge of the process of putting the country on a military footing, if he is not ready for the powers of the Supreme Commander-in-Chief, then he simply needs to hand them over to someone capable of such hard work, Strelkov said.
Если президент не принимает на себя ответственность перед народом за ведение большой и серьезной войны, как можно рассчитывать на то, что любые другие чиновники будут отвечать за свои действия? Если действующий президент не готов взять на себя руководство процессом перевода страны на военные рельсы, не готов к полномочиям Верховного Главнокомандующего, ему просто необходимо передать, подчеркиваю, только законным путем, их тому, кто способен к подобной тяжелой работе.
A rare look at Ukrainian tank Leopard 2A4 in the south in the Zaporizhia region.
Ну давай, батя, покажи, на что ты способен. Полетели.
Ukrainians and Their Humor, Ukrainian Armed Forces Collection 2023. Ukrainian soldiers are watching the news about Russian coup.
Подмосковье. На дела. Охуенно. Ебать горить, хорошо горить. Ну, то красиво, напоянный.
And the comedy hour is at the end. After heroically doing nothing to suppress Prigozhin's mutiny, Kadyrov's Chechen special forces are going back to heroically not fight in the invasion of Ukraine. Love this, guys. Things are boring without them.
Наша страна могла стать еще одной ареной для еще одной кровавой бойни. Бойцы подразделений ЧВК «Вагнер», которых мы считаем по достоинству настоящими бойцами и патриотами страны, были вовлечены в игру политическую, которая чуть не вылилась в революцию и реки крови. По приказу Верховного Главнокомандующего мы с вами прибыли сюда, в Большой Лог, куда нам было указано прибыть, и начали заниматься выполнением той задачи, которая поставлена перед нами. Хвала Всевышнему, что эта ситуация разрешилась мирным образом и не пролилась кровь тех бойцов, которые сегодня могут своей кровью и своими делами сделать так, чтобы наша страна победила в этой войне. Я вам всем хочу сказать огромные слова благодарности за то, что вы готовы к выполнению поставленных задач, которые перед нами ставит Верховный Главнокомандующий, глава Чеченской Республики Рамзан Ахматович Кадыров, руководство Министерства обороны Российской Федерации. Мы с вами являемся подразделением Ахмат Министерства обороны Российской Федерации. И естественно, что бы ни происходило в нашей стране, какая бы ни была ситуация, мы будем верны Верховному Главнокомандующему, нашей стране и нашему народу. И будем выполнять все приказы, которые будет отдавать Верховный Главнокомандующий. Потому что он является легитимным, народно избранным и по достоинству является предводителем, который заслуживает уважения.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.